we're cutting a bunch of pieces like this. We're ripping off one side and keeping the other. Even after days of doing this, it's confusing because we're marking the back side of the board. So you're like basically having to flip whatever you measured in your mind to the back, which is the opposite. I don't know. It's a real mind bender. If you're not watching out, it'll mess you up. Basically going through a chip brush a day too, which these are like $1, or they were $1, but they're like $3 now. But you know, we're not cleaning it after every time we dip it, obviously here, so it kind of gets ruined. Okay. Hey, we have to lay this stuff down. The wind is whipping. Like a minute ago, it whipped into the side of my car. See my car?
Oh!
Yeah. That's why I don't drive a nice truck to work. I've got this stick full of numbers right here, and that is just the measurements that I need to cut for these two things right here. This light pancake and this receptacle, and then the length of the board is all those numbers. And so a lot of the boards are like this we're doing, and we got to cut it really accurately and nice. I've got these cutouts done on the board now for the pancake and the receptacle, and the last thing we've been doing is getting rid of the little underlap part in these areas so that it engages easier. I've got the saw set to the depth of the back of the face here, and I'm just gonna narf it out so that this will click in easy. I'll do it down there too. And here's the next one. Let's do it again. Wow. I think your chair blew off the deck, Jono. Jamie's hooking me up with some new electrical tape at the end of my hammer here.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you've got a rubber handled hammer like I do, and you've got a Perkins Builder Brothers tool belt, and you got the sleeve, it works really well with a wood handled hammer sliding in.
Yep.
But the rubber kind of catches, and this is
Too grippy.
It's the cure to that.
Oh, you're gonna be taped up now.
I like the little white accent there. That's gonna be
I
real
like
fun.
to get the white tape, that way I know it's mine. What do you think about that? Is that good enough?
Yeah.
You don't need the whole bottom, just the edges like that.
Right. Yeah. Just the
All right,
edges.
give it a slip. See what happens.
Oh.
Oh, so easy.
We're gonna put these under like skids under the feet so that hopefully it it doesn't just dig in. Wow, that's terrible. Okay, you ready? Let's get it under there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, bingo. Nope, not bingo.
That might work.
That'll work. We're assuming this is faster than tearing the whole thing down. Probably is. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh God. 1, 2, 3. Oh, gotta go further. Yep. Go ahead. Cha-chow! Operation Skid. Let's go. Operation Skid Mark. So that's how we're gonna look like after we lift this thing. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. That was awesome.
Hang on, whoa.
Yep, that'll probably work right there.
Dude, that was awesome.
That was awesome. So Max has been looking for his Stanley water bottle for like at least 5 minutes, maybe more. It's bright red.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Okay, it's bright red and it's got a bright orange top. So we're like, how could we not see this thing? It stands out like a sore thumb anywhere, right? Well, there's one place it doesn't. You know where that is? Right there. I don't even know how you saw that.
I just turned around to look at the smoke and stuff, and I was like, no way, there it is. Just sitting right there.
Well, I'm amazed. You better grab that and put it somewhere else.
Yes.
We are back on the job this morning, and we're still installing our LP SmartSide Nickle-Gap siding. We're doing it vertically, and this is the section I've been looking forward to right here. The lowest hanging fruit of it all, the easiest part, but I do need to get flashing up under this deck band so that water will run across the deck band and out over the siding down here. So I'm going to get going with that. The long ones. This is our flashing profile. This is going to stick up behind the deck band, and I'm going to have to leave a little bit hanging down so I have a place to get a nail in and fasten it, probably about a 1/2 inch or so.
Got a big boy punch?
Yeah, I got a big, maybe not that big, but I've got one.
Well, this one's good. I use it backwards, actually.
Huh. Well, I'm going to try to turn the corner like in one piece so that part isn't cut. So I'm going to go about...
Hammer that?
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to help, but...
I will take a hand. You offered. Okay,
Yeah,
so...
Don't get me wrong.
I'm going to get rid of a little bit of this.
Oh, man.
Come on. Hold that.
You're going to have to lose about it. Oh, yeah, 1/2 inch, yeah. Yeah, that's
You like that?
basically it. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we're doing.
And see if we left enough room at the end of that band board. Ooh, I think we did.
Either that or...
Yep, I got it. Now, were you measuring down?
No, I was using a 1/2 inch spacer. The siding material.
Okay. You want to get me a piece of that?
I will get one.
Pretty important that this is running level because otherwise we're going to have to cut all of our boards like different lengths because that's what they're going to terminate into. Man, I got something snagging me up right there.
Oh, there were a few nails I had a problem with.
Oh, it's a
On the
nail.
joist hangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just going to beat it and then that'll show me where it is. Definitely right there. So
I was buzzsawing them back out.
well, I can just snip this a little.
Yeah, you can just nip it. Yep. That work?
Yeah, I got one right there too somewhere. So we attempted to nail everything high on this band so that we wouldn't run into this problem. And we're still having a little bit of a problem, but you can imagine if we didn't think about this ahead of time, how bad it would actually be. All right, I got this finally pushed in there. All the nails are clear. I'm gonna get my spacing and tack right there. So we are gonna come back and paint those later with some spray paint so they kind of disappear. I'd like to not have to put nails in it, but I just don't think it's gonna stay put. I don't trust it. Jamie's bringing up a good point here to remember that behind about here to here is solid concrete behind this sheathing. That's why it's not nailed. It's not fastened at all. So we're going to have to do something like maybe run some Tapcon screws or something just to fasten it. And then our nails for the siding are probably going to pile up unless we use something shorter. And we got to deal with this. This foam right here is insulating the outside of the concrete wall. it can't be exposed to the sun, like long term, it'll just deteriorate. So we're gonna take probably the claw of a hammer.
I got a claw of a hammer.
And just hack it back. And I wanna do that before we put the siding on. There you go. That's what we're doing. Not pretty, but effective.
Pretty effective.
So we'll just hack it back far enough to where we can cover it with some kind of cementitious material, like a...
There you go, using your big boy words.
Yeah, like a stucco.
I think so. And if we need to maybe smear some, or put some fiberglass tape on there, it probably won't really stick that great, but it might help. I don't know. You think it'll help?
It's just a weird spot. There's no real plan here.
I think that's what we want. Basically flush with the back of the block.
Yep.
You know, maybe we try to cut off the, ooh, that's stuck on there.
The zip tape is stuck.
That's on there good.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, go crazy.
All right. Ooh.
It looks about the same as the stone.
It doesn't look bad, does it? Yeah, it makes me think of those guys that make like putt-putt courses and they do all the fake rock out of concrete and stuff like that and make like mountains. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Another problem in this same spot over here is that the sheathing edge will be exposed in the finish unless we replace it with something like solid wood. So we're going to cut back the sheathing 3.5 so we can put a solid 2x4 in there. You'll see the 2x4 edge instead of the sheathing and foam edge. You guys say you need some muscle?
Yeah, we couldn't find Jamie.
Oh.
So I found you over there.
Time to move?
Yeah, man. We're killing it.
Good job. Sweet. Looking good. So do you want me to caulk that window in before we move the scaffold or what?
Sure. You don't want me to do it.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Water break.
Thank you to Brunt Boots for sponsoring today's video. They make super comfortable work boots that are durable, but don't just take my word for it. The homeowner here, Brock, and his guy, Jeremy, they wear Brunt Boots and they love them. They're some hardworking dudes, run machinery all day. They're in and out and on their feet, and I got their permission to quote them about what they think about their Brunt Boots. Brock says, a man of his stature needs a firm foundation, and he loves his Brunt Boots. They do a great job. And Jeremy said, I ain't got nothing bad to say about them, but he said he would rather be wearing them than tennis shoes, which says a lot. As you know, a lot of work boots are not comfortable. Some things that I love about these Marin boots I'm wearing today is that they come with 2 insoles so that you can custom fit the boot to your foot. If you have a narrower foot, you can leave both insoles in so that you get a snugger fit. But if your foot is wide, you can take one layer out, giving yourself a little more room in the toe box and giving yourself a nice, comfortable fit. Ray's rocking the same boot, but with the Brunt toe, which gives you extra wear on the toe if you're crawling around on your hands and knees, like we are a lot of the times on the job, and he loves those as well. These boots have been great for us walking around the totally uneven ground around this job site for the last few months. You can get them in a 6-inch or an 8-inch height. I like the 6-inch, and also you can get them with a safety toe or a non-safety toe. They also come in insulated, non-insulated, and they have a version that has a welted sole, meaning that you can replace the sole and use the boot even longer. Brunt boots really look great and they really feel great, and they're a great value as well. I would highly recommend them. And if you want to get your own pair, just head to bruntworkwear.com/Perkins10 and then use code Perkins10 when you check out, and you'll get $10 off any purchase over $60. Thank you again to Brunt for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to work. We are anchoring the sheathing now to the concrete because it's just flapping loose past where the framing is. I'm using these Tapcon anchors, and they can apply a ton of force to the sheathing. It's got the foam layer behind it it's rigid, but you could compress it still. So what I'm doing is running this in, and it's sucking the foam a little too much, and then I'm backing it out to like flush what I want.
All right.
Flush.
Yeah. Oh, no! You didn't. Oh.
Man, I thought you had a hang on that.
Well, I didn't know you were going to do that.
All right, heads up.
All right, let's try again. Well, you got that all messed up.
Man, this stuff is really sticky.
I mean,
Are you ready this time? Yes.
I don't want to get burned up by it. There we go. Still burn me. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. There you go.
Our last step here now is to install a corner board that the siding will butt into. We're just going to do a 2-inch wide corner board because we're doing minimal trim here. Minimum. Mini trim. Where's your saw?
This is what it comes to. Well, my saw's a half mile that way on the other side of the house. So this was in my truck.
That was a real masterpiece.
Isn't that nice?
Hey, how we let that dry for like 10 minutes before grabbing it?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty slimy. There we go. It's beautiful though, ain't it? Now that I have my corner board ripped down, painted, ready to install, it's looking good. I'm going to align it perfectly flush with the outside edge of our pressure treated strip, which is normally something I would advise against because I'm always harping about putting a reveal on every piece of trim. But in this case, and especially since it's exterior, I am going to let it go. I'm gonna line it up flush because I'm not trying to make a feature out of this point here. I just want to make it be as least noticeable as possible, this piece of trim. And it's gonna go flush. We're just gonna caulk and paint the ends of both of these edges, even though you will see the double stack edge. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I don't know of any really better alternative that won't take a lot more time than is necessary.
So to finish this off, Jamie is just coating and caulking the gap with a coat of Lexel, and I think that's going to be a good barrier, like better than paint alone.
Yeah,
If this is like a masonry area here and it can hold moisture.
that's right.
And Lexel is paintable.
We are going to paint it.
Key.
We're giving it a nice layer here, protective coating, and then when it's
Also,
dry,
your finger has a nice layer of
like that. Yep. That's
Okay,
nice
good
too.
luck, buddy.
It's nice, waterproof now.
I guess I can try this one since I can see it the easiest. I'm just gonna transfer down in a couple steps here. There's one. Let's see.
You want a bigger square?
No, this one's huge. It's so good. I can use, I had a level right there. Where'd it go?
Disappeared just now. Jono took it.
Oh, man. I got a torpedo. I got a mini torpedo.
Well, want something bigger than that?
This will work.
All right.
Okay.
You will need the big stick in a minute, right?
Yes.
You know that one joint isn't as close to the floorboard, but I guess we're just.
Well, yeah, we didn't really factor that in, that they didn't have that extra inch of sheathing down here that's up there,
I
but
think it'll be okay.
yeah.
It'll be about an inch wide piece.
Okay.
No big deal.
Plus flange.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So if I'm not crazy, that is the underlap part of the second board.
Uh-huh.
So now I gotta, well, I can just measure over now what it is from that. And we can go ahead and put this first piece on so that they're just like up and running here. I'm measuring the piece of siding that I'm gonna rip and put up there. And if you didn't know it, siding that can flex, or any type of material that can flex, it will affect the measurement if you have it flat versus like bent or flexed. And just for instance here, we've got this thing held flat. You're at like 126 and just over an eighth. Now if we bend the piece of material here,
Oh, we got 5/16.
Yeah.
3/8.
so that's something just to look out for if you're like not having it on a cut station like this, like two sawhorses. where it can do this thing, can really mess you up. Not today.
That's bad.
It's bad. So bad. How are we going to shoot this on here? These nails are like 2.5 inches. That's only 1.5 inches for concrete.
You know, I brought a brad gun, 18 gauge brad gun. And I would normally not use that on siding, but I think if we put Lexel on the back of this piece and stick it and shoot it with a bunch of brads, it'll never go anywhere.
And then the next one too.
Yeah, just this side.
No, the next one might.
It might clear.
It might clear.
It'd be real close.
All right. I've only got 2-inch brad nails, which is too long still, so I'm gonna see if I can take a few and clip them with some snips to like 1.5 inches would be about right. If I can even get it open. Oh my goodness. There we go. So these are galvanized. Most finished nails are, if you didn't know. Okay. So if I do that. Oh yeah. Know what you need?
Yeah?
Yeah, they're 2-inch. I'm just cutting them down to, I'm just doing that.
Is there a line on them?
No, I mean, it's just 1.5 inches. I mean, if I
Okay.
can't tell what a 1/2 inch
All right,
is
we'll
at this point, I need to quit.
We'll see if this works here. I am.
Never seen that before, have you?
I ain't never seen that move, but we'll see. We'll see. I got a few here, and I bet it'll blast them in there.
Hang on. Did I cut that?
No, that one was 1.25 inches. I think this gun only shoots 1.25 inches.
Oh.
Okay, a little more off. Cut a little more off.
Give me the 1.25 inch rack for a gauge.
Okay. This is good.
This is good.
Watch out.
Okay.
That's all right, that'll work. Air hose.
Yep.
You heard that right.
Mm-hmm. Frickin' hate air hoses. Oh! I love air hoses. They're great. You can shoot in the face too, cause yeah.
Oh yeah, that's doing good. All right, you want a big stick, bottom? Here we go. Let me get the big stick. We gotta have it for this, I think.
There you have it.
Looks really nice. I gotta say, by the time this joint gets caulked too, this piece is gonna be so stuck here, it's gonna be awesome. And also, I gotta say, this took a long time just to get this side ready to be sided. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little nitty gritty stuff that but you gotta do it right. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is. In this case, I think that's right.
Yeah. They've had me going today.
What?
What?
Yeah.
You won't believe what he's wrote about you in this notepad.
You know what?
It's actually a journal.
Even if it is, I don't care.
It's a journal.
He's like, Jason looked at me weird again. I freaking hate him.
Jason yelled at me.
Ray ate a giant cookie. I don't think
Ray
he's
ate a giant
diabetic
cookie.
at all.
I don't think he's diabetic at all. I think he just uses an excuse to eat Skittles.
We're all set for you over there.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
It's already 2 o'clock. You guys just now finished?
Yes, don't ask.
Bro, I thought you were like already sided that part.
No. One piece.
1 piece of wood.
Yep.
7 hours.
It's all yours.
Good job.
Jamie brought our aluminum screed board here to check these walls, like the studs, see if they're all in plane. That's a pretty good idea.
It's working pretty nice. I just want to see if there's any really bad spots that I can plane off before we get done with insulation. What's the most important to me is any wall that's going to have cabinetry or a countertop against, because those are not flexible and they'll show a really bad bow in a wall really visibly.
So this is gonna have something here, I'm assuming.
It is. There will be a low bench right here. They're calling this the mud room, and you can see I've got some marks on the floor there.
Yep.
There are 4 24-inch wide cabinets. They're gonna make a seat with a top on it.
Okay, and pause real quick. Here's where we're at.
Oh yeah.
This is the garage I'm backing into here.
There you go.
So you're gonna be walking into the mud room.
Right, you come in out of the garage, you got a place to tuck your shoes and some cubbies, maybe a place to sit down, take your shoes off, and then there's going to be some upper cabinets for storage of stuff, whatever it may be, kids' backpacks and things like that. So I am putting blocking in for it, but not in the traditional way that I put blocking in. Here I'm doing all vertical blocking. That's a piece for it. This is a piece. That's a piece. Now we have pretty good regular stud spacing here, so most of the cabinetry can just hang on the studs. And as much as I'd love to block it in continuously, it's really not required here. I just want to make sure that at the end or the corner of each cabinet, I have something to screw into without having to screw into drywall and get mad about it not pulling it tight or something. So at every joint where 2 cabinets come together, there will be blocking.
Good plan.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Is that running in plane okay? Like it's, you know, not being backed?
It's, I don't know. I mean, I'm just hoping it'll suck tight. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You could put a block in the middle behind it, you know,
Yeah.
and just check that it's in plane while you attach that.
That's probably a good idea.
Excuse me?
That is a good idea you had. I appreciate that. I'll do it right now. 14 and a half.
I wanted to show you guys the progress in the primary bedroom here with the heat and air. If you remember in a previous video, we built an entire extra 2x6 wall, that's this layer, to fur out enough to get this duct for a return inside the wall cavity. And Wayne's got it done. It's in there. We got the return from up there to down there. That was the whole reason for that. And now it's kind of out of sight behind like a night table.
It'll be invisible.
Yeah,
That's
he's got
great.
this thing X'd up.
Yep, that's this little X marking here. They put in a metal brake, and that's to give it rigidity. It actually has some pretty good stiffness to it now for a big, flat, thin sheet of metal.
Yeah, because it's under a suction. Like this is going to suck air in. So the tendency, if it wasn't rigid like that, would be for it to...
It would fold in.
Yeah, it could make noise. It could do all kind of wacky stuff.
I'm thinking of one extra measure when we put drywall on here. I think we should spray foam this with some great foam.
Great stuff.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. Wow. I know what you're saying.
Okay, I think you know
The
what
foam.
I'm saying.
Also, on the inside, we talked about how this was going to go up to the mechanical room. So there it is, coming through the floor, over into the wall cavity. And we will be boxing that in and maybe even all the way across just so it looks symmetrical.
I think we are.
So
We're going
we-
to make it look like we meant to do that.
Yeah. Ooh, there's that blood all over this. Wayne!
Med kit.